Alright, the old coffee's looking warm. Look at these little dinkers. You think this is Maxwell House? Or is it Folgers? I don't know. Came out of this little guy right here. But no time to waste around here. Get your ass to work. You got vlogs to edit, trail cameras to hang, and coffee to sip on. Ooh, that's nice. Got a little bite to it. Welcome to North Dakota, the North Dakota early season trip brought to you by ONX Maps. Actually, it is brought to you by ONX Maps. We're going to be giving away some subscriptions, yearly subscriptions to ONX Maps throughout our trip. All you got to do is share our vlogs. You share the vlog once, you got a chance to win. Share it twice, you got 2 chances to win. That's simple. You got to share the vlog on Facebook, you got a chance to win 3 years subscription of ONX Maps. Not a bad gig. But September 3rd today, our second day out here, really first official day. Yesterday was a blur between driving all the way out here and fighting exhaustion while hanging a stand and checking a couple cameras. But we got a lot done yesterday to kind of get ourselves ahead of the game. Right now, we're going to check 3 out of the 4 cameras that are non-cell that we have up here. And we need this information in order to plan and execute on our next ambush. Trying to figure out another spot to set up for the first couple days of the season. And so based on these 3 spots really is going to determine that whether we got one or we got to go searching. But a year ago today, at this point, probably almost to the exact time, we were stalking bin Laden in the alfalfa. Stalking him, putting him down. Little did we know Dean was going to get in the stand a year ago today in the afternoon and shoot the biggest buck of his life with a bow. That's pretty crazy. It's a year, we're just getting after it now. We were finishing up our trip last year. That's kind of weird, but beautiful day, cool one. 55 degrees and the air or the wind is chucking. So it's got a little bite to it.
Tell you what, folks, it didn't feel like fall. It sure does today. I mean, it feels nice in the sun, but man, it's chilly in that wind. This hoodie is a minimum requirement.
Perfect day to be doing this. It's so windy.
In the corn where it wasn't planted is obviously, if it rains, it's gonna be wet. Looks like that's what happened here. There's some feet here and it's all molded up.
Win some, you lose some. And that was a big L for the tag and brag boys in the Sahara Desert. Pulling it. Not worth the time to come back in here, honestly. It's just weird because there's track. There's track right here. Some decent size track too. That's what I don't understand. But they, not up there, that's for sure. It's tough because this is wet land. This isn't planted in corn because it was so wet in the spring. So any little rain that they get, this is probably gonna stay wet. I mean, I can feel it's soft right now from last night. But hey, chalk it up. We don't have to come back.
Seems like there should be deer back here, but I mean, there wasn't a ton of track to begin with. But you'd think you put some feed down and you could at least see what's in the area, get some deer to come out once they smell it. But maybe there's just too much corn. They already have corn. They don't want more corn. That bag of big time posts is right up there. My post.
That was a biological desert.
That was a biological desert. Feels like right here.
I've known this spot, finding it on ONX Maps before. It's a little North Dakota land trust parcel. Really good, thick cover right here. Perfect bedding area for a deer. We're gonna scout the downwind side of it right now just to see if we can see track or any kind of sign. And we might just put up a camera. We might, throw up like a little mock scrape or something and put a camera on it just while we're here and see if there's anything here. Look at all these. These are the most browse I've seen.
I know you've been with her too long. It's okay, I'm just saying. What if she told you that she still likes you and she wants you to come back? Would you go and pretend like I'm nothing? Although you want her, want her, want her. I need you back, back, back. I need you back, back, back. I need you back.
It's a fresh rub. That means that happened in the last, earliest or the longest, the last week. All right, well, we're kind of throwing a little Hail Mary here. This is a piece of public ground and can't put feed or anything out on it. So we found where the deer have been eating, browsing on this tree right here, and it's all matted down under there. So we're gonna make a little mock scrape with some buck fever, but it's perfect. This path comes out. There's another one that comes out right there. There's a massive rub that happened within days on one of those trees right there. So we're setting up a camera on video mode. We're gonna make a little mock scrape right here, buck fever, and then also this little strip of beans right here is all browsed on like crazy. So these deer are definitely using this edge. There's a cornfield that way that they could be bedding in, and they're definitely taking this little cut right here. There's a main trail coming out right into this little opening right here. So figured set up a camera, why not? This being a public hunting area, we're not putting feed down, but we have to find a spot and get a spot where we can attract deer, attract bucks, and hopefully a short amount of time, because we have 10-12 days to hunt, so we got to get them here quick to see what's in this area. But we found a rub, actually a decent sized rub right behind me. First one we've seen this year, but clearly that's fresh. These bucks are just coming out of velvet. Some of them are still in velvet. So this is a perfect little pinch area. We can see where the deer are hanging out under this overhanging branches right here. They're probably browsing on them, but we're gonna take some buck fever, some of the forehead gland scent. We're gonna spray it over all these branches right here because the deer are here anyway. There's a little hanging branch that they're hitting, it looks like right behind me too. We're gonna spray that. maybe put out a little bit of pre-rut. I mean, these bucks are getting hard-horned. They're just starting to feel their coyotes a little bit. So I think if we put this forehead gland scent out, we'll attract some deer. We got a camera on it. It's gonna be really cool to see what's working this area in the next week. We had this spot right out here. Skeptical on what it was gonna produce or not. Walking up here, we saw 3 deer cruise across into that corn, and there's not a kernel left. We had a couple 100 pounds out the last few weeks, and now a couple weeks ago we drove in here. Well, the landowner lets people hunt in here. Problem is, not the problem, but he always puts a sign up right before the season, walking only, and this is pretty far back, so we had to huff a bag of corn and big time back here. Did that. We're gonna sprinkle some more corn out here and then change out this camera to a better quality camera. See what we got. Go back and check it. I'm excited though. Camera? Or, well, how many pics did it take? 1,200.
It's working.
That camera's sick. I mean, I guess not.
It's working.
Yeah. That thing is what, circa 2006, 7? Hopefully it's working. And that's a 160 steer all day long.
Sure looks like it. And I know these cameras don't do them
Right.
justice.
Well, that's exciting, isn't it, boys and girls?
Big belly on that.
So, we just set up this spot, kind of a shot in the dark, but we've always been intrigued by this. We've never hunted it before, but on ONX, you can see all these little sloughs back in here. And normally, like last year, this was all corn. It's like continuing across the road, it's like 1,300 acres of corn. So it's a huge chunk. But there's a bunch of little sloughs and stuff back here. And this year, since it was so wet this spring, they took this corn off, but literally this cut cornfield is still filled with ears of corn everywhere. There's probably a couple 100 acres of beans right in front of us, and then there's probably, I don't know, a little section of corn right here, right next to one of these sloughs. It looks, you know, Dean and I looked on the ONX Maps, and we were definitely intrigued based on the cover back here. There's literally not a tree in sight, but based on the cover, we were intrigued, and it looks really good. We didn't see a whole lot of deer sign, but we set up a Spartan, put some big tine out, and we're just gonna see maybe in the next couple days if something hits it. I mean, there's definitely browse pressure on the beans walking up and down this, you know, between the beans and the cut corn. So it's kind of a shot in the dark, but if a buck or a bachelor group of bucks is holed up in this corn right here, you never know, we might have dropped a bomb. They hammered it. They hammered it. It's not a horn. It's not a horn on there. 1,000 pictures of doe. Well, we're not coming back down here then.
Wow.
Just kick me right in the nuts. I mean, just literally, I want you to.
I mean, yeah, with it being this far, no, it's not worth it.
No. No.
Holy crap.
I mean, with how much sign?
There's no water.
No water.
There's no water down here.
It's a problem.
We just said that.
3 factors: cover, water, food. And not all in that order, but they gotta be present.
Yeah, you gotta have water close by. There's like 3 doe and babies that all live right here.
Well, this is them, right here.
That's all they're doing, is just walking up and down.
But I mean, it's just like, look at all this shit. It's all track.
There might have been a spike on there, but
Well, if there was, we'll bring it back. Reset it up.
for the spike.
Oh my god.
You didn't have to do this before.
Nope. That was literally just for the workout. I mean, if it wasn't so far, I'd say, yeah, why don't you first try to leave something up here, but it's like, it just makes no sense. Like, there's nothing leading you to believe that something would be coming from this way. Besides the corn and the beans.
Right, but this is the same thing.
Well, it's opening day eve. We decided we've been running around like a maniac today. We didn't have any time to get in anywhere, so we came up on this hill, sat in the truck, watching like 5 or 6 bucks work up the tree row that we will likely be sitting in tomorrow evening. Haven't seen the big boy yet, but all the rest of them are there, so he can't be far. But today we had some good things happen, we had some not so good things happen. Kind of is what it is, part of the name of the game. But tomorrow, it is on. At noon, tomorrow the season officially starts. That's nice. That feels real nice. We'll be about a half, 3/4 of a mile that way tomorrow in the game. That's something to get excited about.